All right, good afternoon, UAGC. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to the largest graduating class of doctoral students we've ever had, and clearly it's taken a minute to get them all in here, so thank you for your patience. Graduates, please take a seat. Welcome. My name is Blake Naughton. I'm the Vice Provost for Global Campus Academic Affairs. And on behalf of the faculty and staff, I'm happy to have the distinct honor to welcome all of you to the 2026 Doctoral Hooding Ceremony. Today, we gather to recognize an extraordinary group of scholars, individuals who have not simply made it, as one might say, but who have contributed meaningfully to the advancement of knowledge itself. Earning a doctoral degree is not the result of merely completing courses or passing examinations. It's the culmination of inquiry and discovery and the creation of new understanding that strengthens our collective future. We are here to celebrate not only the completion of your academic journey, but the impact you have already begun to make in your professions, your organizations, and in your communities. Your dedication and perseverance serve as beacons of light, illuminating pathways forward for others who seek to learn, grow, and contribute. As we begin this ceremony, I invite all of you to reflect on the significance of the title you are about to formally receive. The word doctor comes from the Latin docere, meaning to teach. With this distinction comes both honor and responsibility. You are now called to teach, to lead, to inspire, and to solve complex problems. You are entrusted to contribute your knowledge and insight in ways that support and strengthen the institutions and communities at the heart of our society. So thank you for accepting this profound responsibility and for demonstrating that you are more than capable of fulfilling it, each and every one of you. Thank you so much. This year, I am honored to introduce one of your fellow graduates as our student speaker, Dr. Lance Lamoureux. Let's hear it. Lance Lamoureux is an assistant professor of leadership and management at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, bringing extensive leadership experience, academic insight, and professional best practices to design transformative learning experiences. His work is dedicated to developing leaders who are equipped to make meaningful and positive impact in their organizations and communities. Lance began his federal service with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, where he held both operational and leadership roles in the Phoenix and Portland field offices. Recognized as a high-performing leader, he was honored with the FBI Director's High Impact Leadership Award. He later transitioned to the FBI's Leadership Development Unit, where he played a pivotal role in shaping the Bureau's leadership pipeline. Lance led the FBI's Senior Leader Course, a premier national leadership program, supervised program managers, served as a core instructor, and contributed thought leadership across the organization. Over the course of his career, he has provided leadership training to approximately 8,000 participants representing hundreds of organizations. Lance recently completed his PhD in Organizational Development and Leadership at the University of Arizona Global Campus, where his research focused on the role of mindset and emotional intelligence in leadership resilience and performance. A proud U.S. Marine Corps combat veteran, Lance also values time with his family, enjoys culinary adventures, and stays engaged with the latest thinking and leadership. It is our honor to welcome Dr. Lance Lamoureux as this year's Doctoral Hooding Ceremony student speaker.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for that warm introduction, and great job on the pronunciation of the name, by the way. Really appreciate that. What an incredible moment this is. And this moment does not belong solely to those who are graduating today. It exists because of every person in this room and those who are cheering us from afar. Thank you to the faculty, to the deans, to the UAGC leadership, to the professional staff for organizing and leading such a rigorous doctoral program. A special thank you goes out to our family and our friends who made significant sacrifices over the years to support us. We hope that you all feel that this is just as much your celebration as it is ours. Again, sincerely, thank you. One of the reasons why we pursue education is to become wise. However, education is not obtained through a diploma or through a certificate. It grows as we have experiences and reflect on the meaning of those experiences. Whether we are graduating today, supporting a loved one, or are in the 6th grade and we are dragged here today, I invite you to reflect on the wisdom and lessons that this journey has provided you. I'd like to share one reflection from my doctoral student experience. So I'm standing in my kitchen and I reach into the cupboard and I pull out a pot. And I take the pot and I place it on the stove. And I take one look at that pot and I think to myself, I'm gonna need a bigger pot. So I put that one away, I reach into the cupboard again and pull out our largest pot and put it on the stove. I'm cooking dinner for my family and the kids have been outside playing in the snow all day, so I know that they're gonna be starving. This particular day was a Monday, and all of us doctoral students know what happened every single Monday. That's right, I'm hearing the snickers. We had a paper that was due. Isn't that wild to think about? Every single Monday for years, we had a paper to submit. So I just finished my workday, and I've got several hours to work on my paper before it's ready to submit. So I'm going with my go-to easy meal, which is spaghetti. I don't know if anybody else, that's kind of your go-to meal when you're in a crunch for time, but that's what I'm doing. I'm cooking the food as fast as I can, and I get ready to plate the food. And then I have this great idea that if I use paper plates, I won't have to clean up the best later. So I reach in the cupboard, I pull out the paper plates, and these are those good, sturdy Costco paper plates, not the ones that my mother-in-law buys, where you have to have 3 or 4 deep and somehow you still end up with grease on your hands. She's here today, so I appreciate her love and support. So anyway, I have another great idea, which is that if I pile the plate on extra high, I won't have to get up later and get my son seconds. So I load up the plate extra high, I call him into the kitchen, his eyes say it all, I hand it to him, he's super excited, he turns around and starts walking towards the table, and as he does so, he puts his face in the plate of spaghetti and starts to eat it, and then the whole mountain of spaghetti comes backwards, splats all over the floor, and spaghetti goes flying everywhere. It looked like a scene out of the show CSI from back in the day because there's splatter all over the floor, all over the cupboards, and everything. And I feel that wave of frustration and agitation because I do not have time for this. And then I think to myself, no, Lance, this is a chance to show your son just how much you care. And when I had that thought, my internal state suddenly changed. I went from feeling agitated and frustrated to feeling kindness and empathy. Something that I learned in my doctoral studies is this is referred to as cognitive reappraisal. And here I had this moment to apply it in the kitchen. And so what I took from this moment is this: how we show up often matters more than what we do. The mess on the floor, it had to be cleaned up no matter what. But how I chose to respond to this situation could either deepen or build the relationship. And so by pausing, reframing that internal voice, and choosing to respond intentionally, I was able to clean up the mess while at the same time build the relationship with my son. And so this is the type of insight that we can get from even the mundane experiences in life when we take that moment just to pause and to reflect. Other spaghetti moments for me also include receiving critical feedback from Dr. Sundstrom. And I had to reframe it that this feedback is not a threat, it's a gift. Another moment that I'm reflecting on is that our purpose must be bigger than the challenge that we're facing if we're gonna struggle well. And I think all of us, we were able to connect with our different purposes, and that's what led us to where we are today. The author, management consultant Peter Drucker said, "Follow effective action with quiet reflection. From quiet reflection will come even more effective action." So as we leave here today, I invite you to reflect. What did this multi-year journey teach you about who you are, how you handle pressure, and how you show up for others? Whether you are a student graduating today or a supportive family member or loved one, or a member of the faculty and staff, take the time to name at least one piece of wisdom you are carrying out of the season. Education has given us knowledge. Reflection can turn that knowledge into wisdom, which may be the most important outcome of all. Congratulations, everyone. We did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the lead faculty of the Doctor of Management in China program, I would like to welcome our Doctor of Management students from China to today's Doctoral Hooding Ceremony. Our Doctor of Management students are either founders of their own companies or hold leadership positions in prestigious companies. After the course taken, they all completed quality dissertations from the leadership perspective in the fields of AI, medicine, environmental protection, business, and education. Without the vision from the UAGC leadership teams, the course design from the UAGC faculty, the support from the UAGC administration personnel, and, of course, without the hard work from our Doctor of Management students, we would not have the successful Doctor of Management program. We are all lifetime learners. Promoting teamwork and the importance of student success are two things that I have learned from overseeing and working on this program. Cohort 1 of the Doctor of Management program started with 24 students, and 23 students completed the program. Which is a very high retention rate. It would be great to have the Doctor of Management Cohort 2. To celebrate this wonderful moment, I would like to ask all the Doctor of Management graduates and their family members to stand up for a big round of applause. Over there. Over there.
Hi, everyone. My name is Justin Harrison. I'm the Dean of the College of Integrative Learning. And I just want to say, to start, thanks to all of you and congratulations. It's pretty amazing to work in education and to see people instantiate the potential that they have. It's so good to see all of you. The thing that you knew you could become, a doctor, you are now. So congratulations, and thank you for giving all of our lives value and meaning, being able to work with all of you. I appreciate you. The doctoral journey is demanding, humbling, and transformative. Today we honor scholars who didn't just answer questions, they undertook the struggle of creating knowledge and sharing their discoveries with the rest of us. The projects receiving the Distinguished Doctoral Research Awards this year stood out for their originality, excellence, and impact. They reflect the highest standards of doctoral scholarship, and it is my honor and pleasure to recognize this outstanding work. First, Distinguished Applied Doctoral Project 2026, Dr. Claudia Marquez Puebla. Doctoral project most likely to have a social impact, Dr. Raisha Fernando. and assistant. Distinguished Dissertation 2026, Dr. John Radman. Each doctoral graduate will be hooded in recognition of the successful completion of the highest level of academic study. The doctoral hood is a visible symbol of advanced scholarship, sustained dedication, and the personal and professional achievement represented by the doctoral degree. Today, we honor these graduates, not only for meeting the demanding requirements of their programs, but also for their perseverance, intellectual growth, and commitment to their fields that brought them to this moment. Please join me in recognizing our doctoral graduates for this significant academic achievement. I now invite our doctoral students to come to the front and the faculty to present and hood the University of Arizona Global Campus graduates. Lance Lamoureux, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Leadership Resilience and the Growth Mindset Among Graduates of the FBI National Academy. Claudia Marquez Puebla, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Heather Pedersen. Project title, A Guide to Full-Time Online Training for DAU Instructors. Raisha Fernando, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser-Majors. Project title, Bridges of Support Workshop, Empowering Female Inmates for a Successful Reintegration into Society. John Radman, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Peggy Sundstrom. Dissertation, Strategies to Prevent Resistance to Change in change-committed employees during large-scale organizational transformation. James Keshavars, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Taryn Hoff. Project title, Improving Psychological Safety Through Positive Psychology. Nancy Phillips, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Kimberly Bowe. Project title, Empowering Emotional and Spiritual Wellness, a spirituality-informed self-care guide for African American Christian women. Richard Sanchez, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Michelle Warren. Dissertation, The Use of Technology to Train Life Support Skills to Medical Practitioners. Cynthia Torres, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Allison Reef. Dissertation, Counterspaces for Latinas in STEM Education at Hispanic Serving Institutions. Janine Duda, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Robinson. Dissertation, Ungendering Leadership, a phenomenological study of the lived experiences of gender nonconforming leaders. Edith Gonzalez, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Robinson. Dissertation, Supporting Young Children with Behavior Challenges During Active Military Deployment, Effective Strategies for Caregivers on Military Bases. Silveria Ogu, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Robinson. Dissertation, Exploring Best Practices to Engage and Motivate Foreign Language Students to Develop Language Fluency. Lois Domro, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Michael Robinson. Dissertation, A Qualitative Case Study of Agriculture Educators' Perceptions of the Training and Resources Needed to Manage Extracurricular Activities. Joanna Rome, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Michael Robinson. Dissertation, Student Engagement and Temporary Program Withdrawal Among Online Doctoral Students, a Phenomenological Study.
Thank you so much.
John Carver, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Frank Lee. Project title, Mindfulness Workshop Regarding Sportsmanship and Self-Regulation for High School Coaches, a Systematic Literature Review. Antonia Gonzalez, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Frank Lee. Project title, Teaching Police Officers How to Relieve Stress Using Diaphragmatic Breathing and Yoga. Alacia Jones, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Frank Lee. Project title, Mentor-Mentee Relationship Selection and Impact in At-Risk Youth Mentorship Programs, a Systematic Literature Review. Tia Miller, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Frank Lee. Project title, Maintaining Mindfulness as Transformational Leaders Within Organizations, a Systematic Literature Review to Identify Best Practices. Dr. Smith. Tiara Jade Brown, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Lisa Smith. Dissertation, Professional Black Women's Lived Experiences of Childhood Adultification and Strong Black Woman Syndrome. Denise Parker, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Lisa Smith. Project title, A Systematic Literature Review, Intersectionality and Imposter Syndrome in the Career Advancement of African American Women. Roseanne Randall, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Lisa Smith. Project title, Experiences, Challenges, Personal Catalysts, and Contributions of Disabled Post-9/11 Era United States Military Veterans Successfully Transitioning into the Civilian Workforce, an exploratory case study. Aaron Ulmer, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Lisa Smith. Project title, Mental Adaptability and Performance in Collegiate Basketball, exploring the link between psychological flexibility and player efficiency. Brian Watson, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Lisa Smith. Project title, Combat Service Member Veterans, Identifying and Achieving Success in Undergraduate Education. Shawishi Haynes, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Peggy Sundstrom. Dissertation, The Consequential Impact of the Healthcare Workforce Shortage on Non-Clinical Administrative Employees, an exploratory case study. Kevin Franklin, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, headed by Dr. Peggy Sundstrom. Dissertation, How to Create a Safe Environment for Female Collegiate Athletes. Arbens Pierre-Antoine, Doctor of Psychology, headed by Dr. Peggy Sundstrom. Project title, Operations Leading to Organizational Dysfunction in the Seventh-day Adventist Organization. Adrian Silver, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, headed by Dr. Peggy Sundstrom. Dissertation, The Use of Emotional Intelligence by Leaders Who Are Leading Remote Teams, a case study. Dr. Beatty. Oh, no. Madeline Brooks, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Ellen Beatty. Dissertation, Pressure to Adopt, Proposal Managers and the Behavior Predictors of Generative AI Tool Adoption. Anessa Lee, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Ellen Beatty. Dissertation, Qualitative Study on Instructors' Perceptions of Barriers to Course Completion for Adult Basic Literacy Students. Jennifer Griffiths, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Ellen Beatty. Dissertation, Better Together, a case study of inter-organizational learning in a higher education system. Rebecca Reatigi, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, headed by Dr. Ellen Beatty. Dissertation, Cultural and Family Dynamics and the Persistence of First-Generation Female Hispanic Community College Students, a descriptive qualitative study. Daniel Rivera Rosado, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, headed by Dr. Ellen Beatty. Dissertation, A Quantitative Study on the Behavioral Intention of Technology Integration in Theological Educators' Teaching Practices at ATS-accredited institutions. Kimberly Starkey, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Ellen Beatty. Dissertation, The Relationship Between Case Management Models, Advisor Caseload, and Course Development by Disabled Community College Students. Heather Tyler, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Ellen Beatty. Dissertation, Culturally Responsive Instructional Methods in Prison Educational Programming, a Qualitative Study. Alicia Brown, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Heather Pedersen. Project title, A Non-Clinical Intervention Workshop Addressing the Psychological Effects of Racial and Intergenerational Racial Trauma. Faith Cross, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Heather Pedersen. Project title, Social Support and Resilience and Veteran Reintegration, an Intervention Guide. Dennis Justiniani, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Heather Pedersen. Project title, Overcoming Psychological Obstacles, Methods that Physical Education Teachers Can Use to Increase Students' Desire to Participate in Physical Activity. Matthew Lewis, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Heather Pedersen. Project title, Helping Youth Athletes Win the Mental Battle, a video training for parents. Shanna Silger, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Heather Pedersen. Project title, Mental Performance Consultants' Perceptions of Mindfulness-Based Interventions with Injured Collegiate Athletes. Dr. Olson Stewart. Robin Manier, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Kelly Olson Stewart and best friend of Michael Robinson. Dissertation, a dissertation on lived experiences of LGBTQ+ alumni on religious-based college campuses in the southern United States. Erica Powell, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Kelly Olson Stewart. Dissertation, Maintain and Retain, Experiences of African American Beginning Teachers in Urban School Settings. Daniel Prescott, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Kelly Olson Stewart. Dissertation, Examining the Impact of Professional Mentorship Development on the Career Progression of Healthcare Administration Leaders. Shawnee Sawchuk, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Kelly Olson Stewart. Dissertation, Teacher Perspective for Implementing Non-Exclusionary Behavior Interventions in South Carolina Middle Schools. Summer Timon, Doctor of Philosophy and Education, hooded by Dr. Kelly Olson Stewart. Dissertation, Teachers versus the World, Navigating Self-Efficacy and Emotional Intelligence in the Modern Classroom. Denise Fitzgerald Adjay, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Kristen Ballard. Dissertation, a case study research on the perceived experience of compassion after compassion training. Melissa Draper, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Kristen Ballard. Dissertation, licensed nursing home administrator's experience with telemedicine during the COVID-19 pandemic. Viridiana Edwards, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Kristen Ballard. Dissertation, family perceptions of veterans' experience using medical cannabis under the paradox between state and federal cannabis laws. Kim G., Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Kristen Ballard. Dissertation, The Help-Seeking Attitude, Public Stigma Perceptions and Mental Health Literacy Study. Julie Jones Hernandez, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Kristen Ballard. Dissertation, The Human Factors Affecting EMR Efficiency and the Role of Effective Leadership Strategies, Education and Training in Improving Efficiency and Patient Outcomes in Emergency Department Settings. Indra Prasad, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Kristen Ballard. Dissertation, Domestic Violence Advocacy, the experiences of human services professionals working in non-cohabitant Latinas who have been impacted by the Violence Against Women Act. Lynn Simpson, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, hooded by Dr. Kristen Ballard. Dissertation, Bridging the Gap, Understanding the Influence of Family and Institutional Support Services on Single-Parent Student Academic Persistence in Higher Education. Gail Smith, Doctor of Philosophy and Human Services, headed by Dr. Sharon Jarman. Sorry. Dissertation, Motivation and Authentic Identity of Disconnected Young Adults in Second Chance Schools. Tobena Atta, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, headed by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, GPA is a predictor of safety practices among U.S. college construction interns. James Averhart, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, headed by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Experiences of African American World War II Veterans, the Development of Transformational Leadership Skills at Montford Point Camp. Edwin Bailey, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, headed by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Leadership Strategies of Generation X Leaders and Millennial Turnover, a qualitative explanatory case study. Brigette Brookins, Doctor of Philosophy and Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Exploring the Influence of Gender and Cultural Identity on Native Hawaiian Women in the Hospitality Industry. Catherine Knudsen, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, The Relationship Between Psychological Capital and Being Out in the STEM Workplace. Michelle Messerly, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Women Entrepreneurship, Assessing the Link Between Work-Life Balance, Job Autonomy, and Grit. Justin Millian, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Inclusiveness and Welcomeness Experienced by Professional Women in Hackathons Using Interpretative Phenomenological Analysis. Michael Noble, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Leadership Language in Political Context, a qualitative content analysis of leadership language in the 2016 U.S. presidential campaign of Hillary Rodham Clinton and Donald John Trump. Percy Apoku, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Understanding the Perceptions of Millennial Employees in the Pharmaceutical Industry. Latia Smith, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Perceptions and Experiences of Executive-Level Women in Technology Industry Positions about the Use of Mentorship to Advance Women in Their Profession, a qualitative case study. Raul Villacorta Iriarte, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, Enhancing Safety Leadership Training Implementation to Prevent Mining Fatalities, a qualitative case study. Kasorla Wall, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, A Transcendental Phenomenological Study of Black Women who have ascended into executive leadership positions. Ratha Walker, Doctor of Philosophy in Organizational Development and Leadership, hooded by Dr. Todd Fiore. Dissertation, an exploratory multiple case study of Generation Z expectations of employers. Laceman Banks, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, Aftercare Program for Previously Incarcerated Individuals with Substance Use Issues. Raina Castro Snell, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, Veterans with Depression Self-Care Handbook in collaboration with self-identified peer veteran support. Katura Charles, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors and Lisa Smith. Project title, A Systematic Review of the Impact of Zero Tolerance Policies on Minority Students with Consideration of Alternative Equitable Approaches. Michael Chavez, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, Information to Develop a Future Leadership Training Workshop for Small and Medium Enterprise Leadership Post-COVID-19. Matthew Dowler, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, Preventative Measures that Improve Traumatic Event Resiliency for Law Enforcement, a Systematic Literature Review. Jason Gershon, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, Wellness Strategies to Support Mental Health Among Transgender U.S. Service Members. Melissa Giles, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, Rational in the Extreme, Exploring REBT and Irrational Beliefs Among Extreme Sports Athletes. Kiera Henderson, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, A Trauma-Informed Workshop for Parents, Guardians of Justice-Involved Youth to Reduce Recidivism. Lori Lorenz, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, Exploring the Support Received by Mothers with Incarcerated Adult Sons to Overcome Life Challenges. Dorna Lesueur, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, Managing Emotional Exhaustion in Female USAF Officers, an Evidence-Based Emotional Intelligence Training Manual. No need to apologize. Stephanie Medrano, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. Project title, How Perceived Differences in Values and Characteristics Contribute to Intergenerational Conflict Among Healthcare Workers. Casey Nevels, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser-Majors. Project title, The Impact of Directly and Indirectly Exposing Children to Domestic Violence. Mary Price, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser-Majors. Project title, Professional Development Guide for Improving Emotional Intelligence in the Healthcare Field. Yvette Sanchez, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser-Majors. Project title, Evidence-Based Training to Support Title I Middle and High School Coaches Identify Mental Distress in Student Athletes. Karen Simmons, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser-Majors. Project title, Mindfulness-Based Program for Recreational Athletes, a Systematic Literature Review and Program Development. Charlene Surency, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser-Majors. Project title, Effectiveness of Web-Based Prevention Training Required by Federal Entities. Lakeisha Tolliver, Doctor of Psychology, hooded by Dr. Michelle Rosser-Majors. Project title, Equipping Correctional Officers with Effective Strategies to Manage Overcrowding in Minority Women's Prisons.
Cao Xiaohong, Doctor of Management, hooded by Dr. Woody Wu. Project title, A Study on the Domestic and International Marketing Strategies of Guaibao Pet Food Group, Implications of Typhoon Food Business. Huang Jun, Doctor of Management, hooded by Dr. Woody Wu. Project title, The Influence of Confucian Thought on the Leadership Development of a Contemporary Company. Xiao Min, Doctor of Management, hooded by Dr. Woody Wu. Project title, Bridging the Talent Gap, Human Capital Strategies for Global Transformation of a Chinese Autonomous Driving Company. Yan Meicheng, Doctor of Management, hooded by Dr. Woody Wu. Project title, Research on AI Application and Strategy in Customer Relationship Management of Large Shopping Mall, taking Liuyang Wudaoxing Commercial Plaza as an example. Liao Yujing, Doctor of Management, hooded by Dr. Woody Wu, project title, Strategic, Role Transition of Medical Affairs in Multinational Pharmaceutical Firms in China, a mixed method study on leadership and organizational adaptability.
Lastly, we would like to recognize a student who could not be with us in person today, Jesse Parker II. Jesse, although you are joining us from afar, please know that you are very much part of this ceremony and the UAGC community. Today, we honor not only the completion of your doctoral journey, but also the courage, determination, and strength you have shown along the way. Your achievement is deeply meaningful, and it stands as a powerful reminder of what perseverance, purpose, and hope can make possible. We are proud to celebrate you today, Jesse, and we are honored to recognize this extraordinary accomplishment.
Shout out to you, Jesse. Congratulations.
Friends and family, I present to you the 2026 class of doctoral students at the University of Arizona Global Campus.
Congratulations, graduates. We have a few more comments and then we'll get out of here and let you celebrate. So graduates, it's my honor to work every day with amazing faculty and staff, and they just stood up and sat down, but I'm going to ask them to stand up again and be recognized. Faculty and staff, thank you for all you do. What an amazing university community represented here today. Graduates, I offer you my most sincere congratulations. You have reached an unforgettable milestone on your life's journey. One reached by very few people in the world, and you each deserve to celebrate. You've worked long hours, made sense of ambiguity, provided new meaning, and determined how to apply what you have learned to make the world a better place. So, before you celebrate, please join me in thanking those who have supported your goals along this most wonderful journey, whether they be friends, family members, a mentor, or an instructor. Let's take a moment to appreciate the support they provided, helping you to be here today, a doctoral graduate of UAGC. Let's give them a hand. Thank you, friends and family. So UAGC graduates, they do amazing things in the world. From leading organizations to creating a more just, vibrant, and diverse world through a range of vocations, our graduates are needed in today's world. The compassion and intelligence you possess will serve not only your success, but the communities and organizations in which you work and the world at large. So I want to thank you for choosing UAGC. We are proud to call you alumni. Now go out and show the world what great things you are made of.